Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. This one is focused on auto fighting. And if you're not familiar with what auto fighting is, it's this little button that's just here in the center, right at the bottom of the screen. So the button's being clicked, I've gone into a fight and the AI takes control. Your particular player AI goes up against the enemy and it's kind of a fight to the death to see obviously who's gonna win. But it does get me to the point of thinking about which are the best champions to do auto fighting. I mean, already this fight doesn't look like I could potentially win and looks like it may actually damage me going from fight to fight, especially if I'm doing auto fight to begin with. Even though I won that fight, as you can see in the left hand corner, was it really worth doing? And this is the point of knowing your limitations of your champions against whatever content that you're doing. In my opinion, auto fighting is great. I love the fact that I can play other games, and also when there's event monthlies coming on, that there's more easier content that I can actually auto fight through. So I'm at a point where I know my champion's strength, and usually a rank 4 5-star is able to auto fight cleanly through heroic each month. And also at the moment for me, I'm finding I can do the first, say 1 and 2 chapters of the master mode. So there's kind of real positives there for that for me, but at different levels of the game there's going to be other content that may be a bit too difficult. So it could be said for beginner level people, once you've reached a point where your champions are really strong at say a 3-star, maybe even 4-star at 550, that you're able to auto fight through beginner and also normal. And do bear in mind, you will come to a point where the other content will be so much more easier, but you have to put in the time and the grind in order to get to the point, say, I am now with my roster, but don't worry, you'll get there. But there's so many brilliant champions, which ones stand out above the rest? First type of champion that I really enjoy are evaders. A lot of Spider-Verse characters that are able to get evade in some of their passive abilities. Miles Morales will be good for this, Spider-Gwen, standard Spider-Man, the list goes on. But also there's Nightcrawler. I personally really enjoy my Nightcrawler. I know that a lot of players do enjoy that character, the way he interacts with some sort of content, even for a point of going he's actually quite viable against Captain Marvel this month in the event quest, is a very good shout for this guy. Those with amazing inbuilt regeneration abilities do mean that you're able to not worry about your characters, because the lower health points that they get, the more they regenerate. For example, Deadpool, Wolverine, X-23, still really good champions. Also some of them do good bleeds with as well. There's also a good shout for champions that interact with debuff effects. Like for example, Iceman, Archangel and Mega Red. Some of them do punish being closer to that champion based on sending out a debuff or hitting into a block. So yeah, very good against AI for auto fighting opponents. I would also say there'll be Ghost for phasing abilities, but at the moment with the current state of the game, do take that with a pinch of salt, as the champion is bit odd with how it interacts with the AI, but I don't think it's too much of an issue when it comes to less competitive type aspects with the event quest. It does largely boil down to the strength of the champion and the rank up as to how far you go into each quest. Not forgetting ELECTRO, which does punish based on people hitting into the opponent. So that's been a video all about champions to use for situations where you'd like to auto fight. Auto fighting, like I said, is great. You can go and play another game and still have it auto fighting in the background, and it allows you to get through some content and just saves and frees up your time so you can focus on stuff that's important in your life. I would say first and foremost, it's good to run tests. Run tests on the extent of how far your highest ranked champion will go in this content. And also maybe set a champion aside that is going to be and doing that for you. With Alliance Wars and also Alliance Quest, it does mean that some of your champions are not going to be used. So maybe pick a champion that you're going to be using for auto fighting mainly. A lot of mine do vary on where they're up to in the game, but predominantly at the moment it is situated around the strongest champions get put in for auto fighting. Blade's really good as well, because if he's in a block stance, he is then regenerating. I'll assume that the enemy is hitting in and building his power, which means he's regenerating. He hits out, good chances that from doing special attacks, he's going to bleed the enemy. So that is another champion I would rate as well. In short, use your auto fighting wisely for situations that call for it, mainly to save you time. Thanks very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button and subscribe for more Marvel Contest Champions based content. If you have any suggestions of other champions that could be used in auto fighting that are really good, then put them in the comment section below to help a fellow summoner out. So yes, thanks, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.